Hi, I'm Rhiannon, and this is the Not So Typical Fitness podcast where we talk about what fitness means when you are neurodivergent. We take away diet culture, toxic positivity, and the assumption that your brain works like everyone else's. Today, I want to talk to you about something that I know a lot of you carry with you, and it's the belief that you're lazy, that you're the problem. That if you just had more willpower, more discipline, more motivation, whatever it is, that fitness would finally click. It won't. Not like that anyway, and here's why. The fitness industry loves a simple story. You want results, you put in the work, you show up, you stay consistent, you get results, you get there. And if you don't get there, well, you just didn't want it enough. It's an excuse. It's a very clean narrative. It sells well. And it completely ignores that for a huge number of people, just be consistent isn't as straightforward as it sounds. It's like telling someone with a broken leg just to walk it off. It makes no sense. If you're autistic, if you have ADHD, if you are dealing with any sensory processing disorders, anxiety, trauma, your relationship with consistency, energy, motivation is not the same as the person that model was built for. The ones who can just push harder, just do it, and don't know, another thing. And I think the issue is that nobody told you that this system wasn't built for you. So you assumed the problem is yourself. I did it too, for years. Let me give you a different view. Your nervous system is your body's entire command center. It regulates your energy, your focus, your emotional responses, your ability to start tasks, your ability to finish tasks. And for neurodivergent people, that system works differently. Not worse, but differently. That is key. And it's often in ways that the world is not set up to accommodate. In a fitness context, that can look like having a great week where you feel good, you're in routine, everything's clicking, and something small disrupts it. It could be a bad day at work. It could be a sensory thing, a certain noise. It could be that you're struggling to sleep for whatever reason. And then suddenly you can't make yourself go to the gym. Not won't. Can't. The executive function just isn't there. That's not laziness. That's a dysregulated nervous system prioritizing survival over a gym session, which is exactly what it's supposed to do. Or maybe you do get to the gym, but the music there is too loud, or it's busier than you expected. Perhaps your class has been cancelled. And by the time you've gone to the changing rooms and got changed, gone to the toilet, and you're essentially ready to train, you're so overstimulated that you're now running on empty. And that's before you've even done a single rep. And then you push through anyway, because that's what we're told to do. And then you come home completely burnt out and you don't go back for 2 weeks and you call yourself lazy and you feel guilty because you failed again. But it's not laziness, and you shouldn't feel ashamed, because actually this is a sensory system doing what it's designed to do, protecting you from overload. And then there's the ADHD piece where it's a dopamine issue and you need a level of novelty or interest in order to access motivation that a neurotypical person just has. Things like, I should just do this, isn't enough for your brain to actually initiate the task. It can be at a point where you know that logically you want to go and train, but you just can't get up from the sofa. You're stuck. None of this is a character flaw. It's neuroscience. So what can we actually do with this? First, you need to stop designing fitness around a version of you that doesn't exist. That version, the version that has unlimited energy, no sensory sensitivities, perfect executive function, and a brain that just responds to things like just do it. That person is not you. And you're building your whole routine around being that person is truly setting you up to fail. Instead, start asking yourself more questions like, what does consistency actually look like to me? And what does consistency actually need to look like for my nervous system? Not how do I push through this, but what would make it easier to start? It's a shift and a mindset flip. Maybe it means shorter sessions. Maybe it means changing the time that you go training. Maybe it means training at home instead of in the gym some days. Maybe it means having a very low bar version, a fail-safe version for the days where it is harder, so that you can still do something rather than doing nothing. It could just be 10 minutes. It keeps the habit alive. Maybe it means building in more recovery time because your nervous system needs it. This isn't lowering the bar. It's building a bar that actually suits you and your brain and your needs. A bar designed for you. So I want you to remember that the fitness industry was not designed for people like you. And it's failed you by pretending that there was one way to do fitness. By measuring your worth with metrics that were never designed with your brain in mind. By calling you lazy when actually you're exhausted, you're overstimulated, you're dysregulated, you're overwhelmed, and you're just trying to survive. That's not on you. This is a system that wasn't built for you, and you deserve a different approach. One that starts with you, your nervous system, not against it. That's the whole reason I do what I do. My coaching, my programs, everything I put out is built around this. Because I know what it's like to be told you're not trying hard enough, when in reality you're trying harder than everyone else realises. If you want to explore working together, or if you want to find out more about how I approach fitness, then you should check out the show notes where you can find all the information about my services. But I just want you to remember that you're not lazy, you're not broken, you've just been working with a nervous system that's needed a different approach, and you haven't found one yet that works, because the world only offered you one. That changes now. I will see you in the next episode.